What if the skies we look up to every day were no longer a mystery? What if we had the power to command the winds, the rain, the storm, to shape the very weather itself? What would we do with that power? And what might we lose in the process? Throughout history, weather has been a force of nature we could never tame. It has shaped our civilizations, brought down empires, and forged our destiny. We've built cities on its whim, fought battles against it, and struggled to survive in its most violent forms. But what if we no longer had to struggle? What if we could control it? Imagine this. The moment we wake up, we can decide if the sun shines or if a thunderstorm rolls in. We could halt hurricanes, direct rainfall to drought-stricken regions, or cool down a heat wave. But with great power comes great responsibility. In this new world, weather becomes something we can manipulate. A tool, perhaps even a weapon. A natural force reduced to our will. Let's begin with the science of weather control. The atmosphere is a vast, complex system, an intricate web of wind, moisture, and temperature. A single shift in one area can set off a chain reaction, triggering storms, tornadoes, or droughts. In this world, we'd have to understand and harness the fundamentals of meteorology, advanced technology, and energy manipulation. Using satellites, drones, or perhaps even newly developed machines capable of altering cloud formations, redirecting wind currents, or even triggering lightning strikes. Imagine controlling every variable, altering temperature, changing air pressure, and using massive energy resources to change the very way nature behaves. You could push or pull the boundaries of what we know about natural forces. But as powerful as this might sound, would it truly be a blessing, or would it lead to unforeseen consequences? Let's look at the positives. With the ability to control the weather, we could solve many of the world's most pressing issues. Take climate change, for example. We could cool the planet, halt the devastating wildfires, and reduce the severity of hurricanes. In a world plagued by droughts, we could send rain where it's most needed, bringing water to barren lands, revitalizing crops, and ensuring food security for millions. Imagine the relief in regions where floods have ravaged homes and villages. With the power to control the weather, we could divert storms, guide them away from cities, and prevent devastation before it happens. But controlling the weather doesn't come without risk. Weather is a delicate balance. Every decision to change one thing might have a far-reaching consequence. Too much rain in one place and you flood another. As we alter weather patterns, we could trigger unexpected events. We could create superstorms in places that have never seen such power. Imagine a world where we've directed too much rain. A gentle drizzle turns into a deluge. Cities flood. Rivers overflow. The very systems we tried to save begin to collapse under the weight of our manipulation. The balance of ecosystems could be shattered. Local wildlife, once adapted to specific climates, might face mass extinction, unable to cope with the sudden changes we've forced upon them. Entire agricultural systems might fail as the weather shifts in ways no one could predict. And then, the darker side of weather manipulation. What if this power fell into the wrong hands? Dictators, corporations, military forces, all could use weather control as a weapon. The ability to starve populations by withholding rain or to cause destruction with violent storms. Imagine the chaos that could ensue. Entire nations held hostage by the threat of an artificial drought or a superstorm. The world's power dynamics would shift in an instant. The geopolitics of weather control would be unlike anything we've seen. Countries might wage wars not with guns or missiles, but by manipulating the climate of their enemies. A nation could weaken its foes by sending floods or droughts their way, crippling economies and causing widespread panic. The power to control the weather would mean that every action, every change, would have to be carefully weighed. The balance between doing good and doing harm would be razor thin. In the real world, we know the consequences of human interference with nature. Deforestation, pollution, and industrialization have all had their toll. While we've improved our technology to predict and sometimes influence the weather, it's clear that we're nowhere near ready to control it. Climate change is an urgent issue, and while some solutions, like weather control, seem promising, they also come with immense risks. Our current understanding of the environment is fragile. We still don't fully grasp the intricate web of interconnections in nature. What if we tried to control the weather and, instead of saving lives, we brought about the collapse of our ecosystems? Or worse, triggered a global disaster? The truth is, power is not just about control. It's about understanding, humility, and restraint. If we had the power to control the weather, we might think we could make the world better, but we might end up making it worse. In a world where we could direct the rain, the wind, and the heat, we would be walking on the edge of a precipice. A single mistake could plunge us into chaos. Perhaps the ultimate lesson is this: we must be careful what we wish for. The natural world is a delicate dance of forces we are just beginning to understand. Control could mean freedom, but it could also mean destruction. What if we had the power to control the weather? The question is not just about what we could do, but what we should do. What would we lose in the process? And is the world ready for the consequences of such power? The answer may lie not in the skies above, but in the hearts of those who seek to control them. The next What If awaits.